Xfero just going to be able to hold onto Heaven alone. He goes for the spray, he gets 2, he's ready for the 3rd. Trying to bounce back and forth. Eventually gets taken down by Foxy9.
Just to kind of flood on through, right? Nanostorm's on the site as well, so just to make things a little bit more difficult. But onto the judge now, Xfero gap through the molly, so still Texture being able to slip on through, but the fault line does connect. Estrella able to take down Texture. Then the judge gets spotted. Monyet goes in on the offensive, able to trade that for a bit of a rifle as well, but onto the side, Gen.G will fall. Monyet runs out of ammo, sends the relay as he spots out another player. The spike gets planted down just in time, and Monyet picks up yet another Vandal for that collapse onto beating out that Rolling Thunder now, but inside of the site, Estrella kind of goes for the track, not quite connecting onto it. Gen.G will fall alongside him.
Oh, not being able to snipe him out. Meanwhile, Munchkin, he's ahead of him. Monyet doesn't expect him to still be watching the flank from out far. Still 2 members alive, but it's looking like it's going to be a tough position as Gen.G has 4. Texture only down to 18 HP, but he pushes out. He's a scout, but Xfero gets both Texture and Foxy9 suddenly. A retake, seemingly possible. Yeoman takes damage from the shock dart. He peeks ahead. Ooh, he's trying to displace the crosshairs. Qeon, good for that trade. Xfero needs to take the 1v1s. Where does he take him? He gets close, but it's just too frantic.
Now coming through. Additional support from Cushy, but the flashes come out. It just throws it off just a bit, but still being able to drag that crosshair across. Yeoman will be able to strike back against Monyet, though. Now trying to get a bit of timing into her spawn, but no. Estrella strikes back.
And Foxy9, he was just waiting for information. He was waiting for the lineups, but none of it. The calls don't come through. It's just silence on the other side. And now all alone, 1v3. In all honesty, this could be where he shines. He loves to do it. He's talked about it even in some of those Gen.G vlogs that, you know, they come fight me. I love that. But with the positions they have, and you have to go hunt for these. Yeah, there's the fault line, and it's just well set up.
Sent through. Is he gonna push? No, actually falls back because the push comes out from drop instead. Cushy, though, with the Hunter's Fury, will connect into 2 players from Gen.G.
He catches both after the fault line. So, in fact, it's Monyet being the bait, and then they're able to just back out into sand, still holding that line of scrimmage.
Just holding it up even further off, even though the spikes planted. Pressure is on for Gen.G. Thanks to the new updates. Yeah, they're going to have to try to spray through the smokes, but even with the overdrive, Monyet just kind of keeping them at bay, adding that pressure even further on for Xfero to come up with the flank from behind.
Util, there's the paint shells. Monyet, he wants to get ahead of it, and he knows exactly what Erase thinks. He'll take him out, but it is a trade. It opens up Heaven, and then the site as well onto the B site.
Cushy, though, still around the corner, trying to stay alive, waiting for his team to kind of get back in. So he uses that smoke. While they clear out that turret from the back, Foxy9 looking to hold, able to get that first flick against Gen.G. Fault line comes through, but he evades just in kind. Xfero will be able to fight back. 3-on-3 as Cushy now pushes out, takes out Karen, and the relay just to spot things out, but Yeoman kind of avoids for now, pushes straight himself into tunnel, and Cushy knows where to look. Munchkin, the last one left, onto the site, evades the Rolling Thunder, holds the ground with a fault line being sent out. He took down Cushy already, just needs to do a little bit more, and down to the last one left, it's just Estrella who swings out.
Orbital strike as well. Where do they go? It's down into Sands. I love the pinch. They know Sand has been very important. Gen.G does get the trade, but eventually Gen.G will push through. They will dominate that area.
In with a showstopper as well, but now looking through it, it's the yellow line, and Monyet will be able to take down Yeoman.
Well, special delivery through the ropes right now, and Monyet, I mean, it's pretty much just up to him. They've got so many ultimates as well. You got to go fast. Got to get those 1v1s. Spots one. Goes out for a Cushy. Already gets another kill. The lockdown just to buy time. You got to try to eliminate Qeon. Monyet's just going to go in with the Shardy before he expects it. Cushy gonna drone to see if Foxy9 has widened the angle. Meanwhile, Monyet, he's already through. This is not looking great. Foxy9, he's not in a good position to stop this defuse. Half already done, and he's not gonna be able to get the kill
as well. So just to go in for that high low, and it works out perfectly. Gen.G, what is that double kill? The utility to flush him out, but Xfero is there to trade back in kind. Dodges the Hunter's Fury, and the push out comes through to mark the spike. Lockdown being deployed.
And then holding close with the shorty, they have to push you. He knows, okay, Foxy9, he is gonna be able to break it, but lots of time bought, and as you mentioned, Spike already stranded. And you know where these members are. Yeoman hasn't had much impact. We haven't had a reason to shout his name. Can he prove it? Only 30 seconds left.
Just a bit of util, but is it gonna be enough? Foxy's so darn low. Look at Monyet marking his ankle, but ooh, a big swing. Foxy takes him down. But unfortunately,
you have to start moving. Xfero is trapped. Fault line gonna keep them at bay. It's a nice trade. Monyet still able to push through with the frenzy. He's trying to draw the crossers away, just barely skirts out. Xfero eventually falls, and that does open things up for a retake.
Straight up for B main, but yes, bit of an opportunity for Gen.G outside of Arcade, but needing to work alongside, yes, the spikes, and with that wraparound through, Yeoman with the recon.
And we'll see if Monyet gets sight. Where does Estrella go? Does he push through? It's a relay boat to try to buy time. He's stuck now, but Cushy already good for 1 kill. They're buying time for Estrella. It's all for Estrella. They have no idea. He comes in from behind. He misses so many shots, and he absolutely blunders that wraparound.
Now it's down to Cushy. He's got the recon. Shock dart sent through already, and the spike continuing to tick away. Unfortunately, though, the recon doesn't find anything, so has to push through the smoke. And Karen's just sticking out, has an opportunity to hold the angle, takes down Texture, and that might have just thwarted the entire retake. The fault line, though, for Munchkin will work out so far.
Yeah, but there's another one holding another angle. Monyet, okay, Yeoman's gonna wrap around. It's a good double peek. Another drone. You need a couple more kills ever since those ping nerfs. And now time already ticking down. There's the molly. It looks impossible for Gen.G. Looks like they'll have to give it up. Fault line at the ready here. And yeah, that's going to be no time for Gen.G on the defuse. Yeoman draws him in, but that's time gone, and Jemkin will just go. Allow the main force to get in. It's a good wraparound. Monyet can't get that kill. Sand still in control for Gen.G. They push through. It's a double team onto A main, and now numbers advantage for Gen.G.
Starting to feel a little bit claustrophobic for RQ as they're stuck into it.
Oh no!
Pushes out of the smoke. They found Foxy9, and this is a quick transition over onto the B site.
They're gonna get orbital strike as well. No molly, but it's gonna be a good post plant, and Estrella's still waiting. Does Munchkin get a read onto this? He has an inkling, so he's gonna wrap around. Meanwhile, Yeoman already sprinted forward. He gets the kill. Nor orbital strike ready. Estrella, no ult. He does have that fault line. He does have the aftershock, but if he fault lines, this location will be given. He wants to swing out and isolate. Oh, he catches off Munchkin. Must have heard him on the cross. There's the aftershock to push him away, and Yeoman wins it out. But it's just too much chaos. They're able to just branch out, but Foxy9 already gets rid of the Neon. Meanwhile, Jemkin through, but Qeon never quite cleaned up. Now he's stuck, but Spike stranded. And it's just absolute chaos as it continues. There's the showstopper. Cushy trades again, 2v3. They're circling around. Gen.G trapped on their own site, trying to protect the site. They have no idea. Xfero's lurk. It's coming from the other side, and he turns around, gets 1 kill. 1v2. Xfero, good for 1. He's ready, but Qeon swings out in time for the headshot. Clear the site, because you have 0 information. You're trying to draw a lot of attention onto B. Monyet just gonna be the bait. He gets 1 kill. He's still alive. Chaos ensues once more. He gets a double kill. All eyes on the B side. Foxy9 panicking on the A side. What does he do? What's the call? We still do not know where the spike is. But no more movement on B. Foxy9, he's ready for it. He needs to get multiple. He's stunned up. Can he do it? He tries to anti-flash. He only gets 1. Lockdown now opening up the site. Orbital strike will break it, but the spike still going to plant safely in the corner.
Hops on over onto Heaven to try to look and clear. Slowly isolating the angles, but the rolling thunder at the right angle, and Monyet swings out just as it's about to collide.
Monyet back on to that Omen. He can still be a little bit of a trickster, but it's going to be a straight-on fight, and Jumkin and Cushy both win the 2v2 over by A main. That's going to be the Razorvine's pop just to buy time over by B.
Just being able to hold the angle, but yeah, there it is. Slows it down a little bit. Texture can't quite break through, so continues to try to land a couple of pot shots, but nothing found truly. While the rest of the team, or well, I should say that the last 2 players try to re-clear rubble again.
And I love that RQ is just waiting on B, because if they're going to rotate onto A, we just fall back, we go for the retake. But did they leave anyone else? Is there any movement on B? Now Texture just trying to buy time. He's tasked with the impossible of buying attention, but also ideally getting 1 or 2 frags. And eventually, they'll push them off of A site as well, now trying to regroup.
Oh, then Flash comes out as well. Oh boy, Texture trying to hide back behind pillars alongside Yeoman.
Oh, they back off? Yeah, they notice that it's more than Texture. They say, okay, well, they've regrouped. That's fine. We can regroup as well. Making sure to keep that numbers advantage. A very new and refreshing look from RQ.
Refreshing. I mean, it's what they've got, so trying to work alongside that advantage, right? Jemkin not really extending too far out. Well, the rest of the team, the trio truly staying up by Baby Door. Spike will go down on the site at the very least, though, but this is where you want to see that retake happen. Gen.G does have the paint shells, so he's kind of saving that for the right opportune moment.
Yeah, Estrella is quite far out though, and now trying to bring up the rear, trying to clean up rubble, but the rest of the team already has it cleared up, so he should try to just sprint up and try to gain information that way. Meanwhile, the entire team of Gen.G on the site. It's a double, and it's a nice jump peek. Cushy with the trade, but Qeon still holding strong on the site. 2 members left of Gen.G, 3 on the other side, but Jemkin and Xfero, they've already taken damage. Jemkin, can he win this duel? Qeon's ready for it. Jemkin, there's the paint shells. It's gonna force Qeon to move, and Xfero will clean up the... Everybody covering a different angle. Covering all bases from RRQ. It's a double swing on a drop, and they both get sprayed down, lining up for Yeoman. Bit of an unfortunate timing there. The spacing not as good as it could have been. Monyet still going for a third, but there's gonna be no... Now he's trapped, drawing out Util. Avoiding the C's, there's smoke, but it's just too many members. Meanwhile, Jemkin does come in from behind. They're able to clean up at least 1 hit. But look at the position of Munchkin. Hiding in that smoke by stairs, just keeping everyone at bay. Kushi now trapped in drop. Jemkin has to help him. Jemkin has to go through. There's a good paranoia. Gets the kill out of the smoke. There's the paint shells. He's getting caught from both sides. The showstopper shut down by Qeon. Kushi, how is he still alive? Monyet finally finds an opening, and he will save.
Get up on top.
Cushy gonna clear that. It's an instant swing. I love the bait and switch, Cushy. I mean, when you have an initiator like that, you can go for these risky plays.
So sharp with how he's able to swing out to get that shot. And then this is now Gen.G without the numbers. You know, maybe Foxy9 sneaks through, but no! Jemkin's on the other side and he's ready to receive. As you head on over into C, the off angle's being held. You got Xfero in for additional support.
You gotta save.
Yeah, you gotta save. There's no option.
And one thing that Texture would have noted right there before the smoke bloomed is that the shear wall a bit... They already saw that the fade was here on the A side, and they're still holding by. Xfero still gets 1 kill, and there's the cross. Estrella doesn't get both. Thankfully for Gen.G, Spike is still alive.
Okay, so Karen's able to kind of deliver that over onto C, while the rest of the team, though, working as a duo, trying to get a hit to cut off those rotations. You still have a 3-on-3, so this is possible. The Prowler goes into clear. Cushy is ready! Look at him! Able to gun down Munchkin, and Foxy9 has to back off. The arc roast to throw off his crosshair placement as well. Look at that peek! So quick, so smooth, so clean! It's down to Karen. He's 11 HP, but still maybe able to make it happen. Cushy with the spray to end!
It's a fast hit onto Rubble again. They still want to focus on that A side, but it's Jemkin staying still alive right under that one-way, and then once again the trade from Cushy. The timings, the comms, it's also good for RQ, and now once again Foxy9 all alone, wondering where his older brothers have gone.
Nowhere. They disappeared. It's a magic trick from RQ, and they got Avada Kedavra.
I mean, unfortunately.
The spike's down, and I mean, he might be able to kind of pick it up. No. The angles do not work against him. High-low setup as well, so...
Keep them at bay. Texture gets hit by the haunt again. No one's clearing that haunt. Good pick. And this is what Foxy9 likes. Come to me, fight me, because I can 1v3.
1v3 he does, continuing to tap onto the door as well, you know, just being able to push on in towards the B site. Estrella trying to keep them on their toes, but yeah, without the numbers, it's not too likely.
Yeah, given the creds, you imagine maybe some damage trying to be done, but with the Ode and perhaps Xfero, just going to hide out, see if there's any overextensions. Meanwhile, on the side of Gen.G, you can't really afford anything lost here. So they're all holding close angles on site, ready to trade off of each other.
So ready. High-low on the boxes, Foxy9 right below. Even with the Odin, I mean, what are you gonna do? Really drag your crosshair all over it? Not gonna happen. Foxy9 looking for that ace. Playing a lot around these positions. The lockdown gets deployed alongside the Steel Garden as well, and this is where now the contact starts to happen. A bit of kills, a bit of trades already through, and Jemkin trying to sneak on into the site to take that fight in towards the back of Tree, but it's so far back safe enough that these two players from RQ will get detained. Cushy, though, comes in for that support, takes down Yeoman, but inside a baby door, a bit of a spam, and Karen will find his contact. On towards Monyet, and a quick swing on the conversion into the double kill, pushes even further on into the last. The next round plays out. Paint Shell's already through Haunt as well. Jemkin kind of thwarted by that Haunt. Now in for it. It's Karen with the double kill. Estrella quickly strikes back outside a tree, but now thinks about Karen, who might just be around the site. Viper's pit goes up, and Estrella tries to stay in.
All right, he just wants to keep one side open, but with Xfero getting caught. I love that Qeon gets ahead of it too, right? They see the pit and you're like, okay, you're trying to buy time. Doesn't look like it should be two of you on the site then. And he's looking for that second one. Estrella now all alone.
Late paranoia though against the showstopper, and Monyet shuts down Texture. Jemkin's showstopper will get flooded through, but it doesn't quite connect enough. So Munchkin and alongside Foxy9 will be able to swing out off of the explosion. And all that's left is Monyet alongside Xfero.
Yeah, a bit of a mishap with that showstopper going too deep, but because of all that chaos, they just completely lost track of Foxy9, who was able to creep right behind Rubble. Now, down to a 3v4, still doable in terms of numbers, but Gen.G, they'll wait, and then they have their pickings. They could still go for a late push onto that C site. They could still group onto A. They wonder, whenever you give them a chance, RQ, they've always overextended and overheated. They'll wait for that chance, and they start to move at the 40-second mark.
Slowly moving. You do have Estrella right around the door, though, so if he does hear something and times it just right, might be able to clip someone on the way back.
This should be a sheer wall, and then Razorvine activated, and Estrella might open the door for a spray down, because at 20 seconds, they all have to try to jump over. They're actually just going to use the Razorvine, so they can't actually speed through it. It's going to buy so much time.
Estrella?
Only one gets through.
And not the spike.
The spike's not through.
Throw it over, throw it over. There it is.
Tossed over, should get planted. Monyet trying to spray down, doesn't find the hit. Estrella will draw out a lot of attention, finds one target, he gets taken down, and that is the retake opportunity denied by Gen.G.
Oh, it came dicey, but Gen.G just brings
all of it. Well tripped. Texture all alone, he gets shut down. That's a bit of a full send on the fake. And now everyone trapped. Paranoia comes out. He's been caught. Munchkin spike dropped behind Rubble. Monyet holding strong.
Goes up for another peek though. Oh, and he's working against two players on either side. So unfortunately he falls. And that's a spike retrieve. Look at Qeon already deep into A. Does Estrella expect it?
He has to just hold because they know the From the Shadows was used. You have to wait. There's the Nightfall. Estrella will just stand outside of it. Now the one-way draw, but that buys time for Xfero to group up safely. Now a 2-1 split between the RQ members. Meanwhile, Gen.G, it's going to be a hold on drop and one safely from tree.
All right, buy some of that attention away, allow for Estrella to get a little bit closer in and find some possible sight lines, but look at how Qeon's just continuing to try to hold that off. Paranoia sent through, Prowler from tree as well. Now their own Prowler spots out at least one player, so trying to sneak on through to get that pinch. Unfortunately, Estrella's already gunned down. Foxy9 ready to... Oh, it's all up to him. Oh, he doesn't see them by the jump.
He hasn't been checked. They still suspect it. It's too late. He catches sight of two, crossing over. One now tapping the door.
Going out through Xfero. There's the Paranoia as well. But, oh, just a little bit too far exposed out towards the stairs area. And that's where Gen.G strikes. Qeon Texture able to get one for their own. Jemkin kind of fighting back a little bit, but just not.
The moment they hear any sort of util, or maybe even this door being broken, does the showstopper come out? It's perfect! Only gets one kill, but Qeon collects the other. And it's just an absolute trap play. RQ nowhere to go on their bye round. And I gotta imagine a timeout coming out here, because we've seen this time and time again. You don't hit that C site early enough from Gen.G. You don't force them to switch up that defensive default, and then they just start to run away in the second half.
It's just full on wreckage from Gen.G with Texture performing like this.
30 seconds left.
So you definitely need some kind of a timeout. Well, Xfero slowly starts to begin his creep up on the lurk.
Yeah, this could be a pinch onto B, but Gen.G trying to get ahead of it. And Texture goes out, gets Jemkin, and Monyet right into the crosshairs of Texture. It's gonna be a 3K. Does he go for the classic 4K? Why is it on A site? RQ, they can't look for the answers. They have to push through.
They have to. I mean, it's a good mid-round call trying to make it happen, but working against Foxy9, who is holding again. The second kill now out, and on towards the top is Munchkin as well, but Foxy9 manages to do it all by himself. Not the last one, though. Xfero able to strike back, goes for the desperate plant to maybe get onto the steel guard, but not quite enough.
But after all these previous rounds, I don't know if you keep pushing him. Foxy9 still holding strong in the back of sight.
Yeah, respecting him. He's got that lockdown as well, but now peeks out. A couple of kills already going through in favor of Gen.G, and there is that lockdown. Despite the steel garden used by Xfero, no opportunity found. Texture will take the advantage out, and now getting a little bit more space for his team.
Spike has been retrieved, but they're stuck on the site. They notice that Estrella's there. Xferro trying to hold close. He can't get the first kill. Estrella all alone against the world, and Munchkin will wrap. He's trying to chase through. They know one person is close. There's the Prowler. They're still hiding away Estrella. He gets one. Goes for the reposition right outside. Monette caught out. Estrella safe outside of the pit. Can he refresh it? He gets another kill. Gets back into the pit. They continue to keep it up, and now it's just Munchkin left. And that's gonna be Cushy cleaning things up. You battle through, you know Yeoman's here. What's the double peek here? There's the Siege, but he's way beyond it. He only gets one. Cushy for the trade. Paranoia will keep them at bay. Texture waiting on site. Finds Monette. It's a duel, and Monette wins out over Texture. Spike will get planted.
Wonder if there's a little arc rose there, but it does help out nonetheless, and because of that, the Spike in their favor. We have the smoke on towards Heaven as well, just trying to look and suss out for Qeon. River running a little bit dry for Gen.G. They will still be able to fight for now, so continuing to kind of keep that pressure on. Two players from the back looking to push up, but Estrella spots them out. Tries to tuck behind for a bit of an off angle now. Snakebite will flush him out. The door peek as well, though, for Foxy9. Takes down Xferro. That's a little bit more space. Estrella takes down Munchkin. So looking a little bit better for RQ now, but Qeon doubles back. Foxy9 sticks onto the spike, and Monette has the swing. Goes in for the spray transfer, but not quite connecting, and Foxy9! What a clutch with another 3K on the site! The new stadium. A lot more support for the Gen.G side, but starting things off already. Quick contact, and Jemkin, alongside his teammates, will be able to take down Texture and back up into A long.
Yeah, no damage taken either, but Yeoman just holding a bit of an angle, waiting for a far peek out, but it looks like it's just going to be a setup and an immediate jiggle. Is he ready for more? There's util in hand. There's the flash coming out. The flash point. Toxic screen just to keep them at bay. Yeoman decided to drop back out. He does a lot of damage with that shock dart against Jemkin, trying to utilize the decay that might have been left over. But Jemkin will survive with 56 HP.
Yeah, surely you can't quite just continue to stay in that spot. But backing off now. And RQ continuing to try to hold, especially from short. Might give them a little bit more value, finding Foxy9. But that's the only person that they spotted, so maybe kind of working around that toxic screen now gives Munchkin a bit of an opportunity, but since he's the only one, getting gunned down by Monette.
Yeah, and that's the Viper down, so the toxic screen not working out in your favor. You know he's weak, so the turret working out for Xferro. Estrella, also another cleanup against Yeoman. It's just going to be Qeon all alone. Now comes the hunt. Okay, he still gets one, but Cush.
Texture made a bit of a movement to try to force RQ to think about Garage, but they actually just doubled down. More players being sent through, and that's going to be the opening kills into the site. Foxy9 this time not quite able to hold. Texture, though, with a bit of a spray, will be able to find Jemkin, so not too bad. Still a bit of an opportunity for Gen.G.
Yeah, and just waiting to launch that as soon as the attack happens. Smoke going to clear. Cushy still waiting. Turret comes online. There's a recon. It's a quick hit from Xferro, and that should be shutting down the retake. Xferro good for another. And that's going to win with Texture, and there he goes. He's trying to weave, and there's a good Paranoia, the spray down, and support from Qeon. An instant triple kill for Survive. It could be good. He's going to get one. Is he ready for another? There's the Rolling Thunder. Munchkin's in as well. He's trying to hide behind the toxic screen, but they can't get in just quite yet. Munchkin, he's still holding strong by A short. Monette taken down. They have to clear out Munchkin, but they have to clear backside as well. It's just too many angles. It's just too many members of Gen. But Jemkin, he's ahead of it. He spots Omen. He gets one kill. He instantly gets traded by Foxy9. Foxy9 is back on the site. No one gets through.
2 kills and 1 through the smoke. Nanostorm to continue to fend off and hold as well. RRQ, I mean, what can you truly do? Needing to kind of hang back. I mean, the spike is on the ground. They want to pick it up, but all the angles being held. Foxy9 on the other side? No way! The toxic screen comes back up, and they're looking for some kind of a lucky spam, but nothing's being found. 50 seconds left on the clock. They still have quite a bit to play through.
I mean, a save is something you have to consider here. Yeah, bit of a mishap there with the fault line. So they're slowed down just a bit. Foxy9 peeks out, but Xferro's ready for it. They shut down the Sentinel, and now sight opened up for RQ. Only 10 seconds, time being bought. Texture peeks in, and he's going with overdrive. Munchkin able to spray down. Has to do it. They're gonna try to push them out. Jemkin hiding in the smoke. Does he wait for it? No, he's gonna back out. He's waiting for a timing. Okay, it's gonna get destroyed with a util. So now he gets to hold close once again.
Flash just to hold as well, up to the other side of the fast lane, and there's Jemkin! A bit of a double kill, and Monette swings back up to the top.
Differently, Munchkin going to go for the re-clear, and they're still waiting for it. He tries to find a timing, but RRQ patient. Now, going towards Foxy 9 again. Foxy 9, he gets one, he gets two! How many times will RRQ run into his open arms?
He's just here to kind of give them a good old hug. Unfortunately, it does squeeze them to their deaths, but now repositioning back into garage. Oh, this is good.
Do they know about the flank?
Qeon from the back.
It's very fast. There's no util to watch for it. Nobody's suspecting it. They line up for the double. Have another angle for the retake. Qeon gonna get taken out. Backside now taken over. It's a clean and clinical execute, but do they have any idea about texture? Doesn't look like it. He could get a massive multi-kill. He waits, he panics. He's not able to get the double. But Spike's still planted for RRQ, and it's just going to be Foxy 9.
Has been doing so well so far today. And Qeon now back towards mid. Cushy though, ooh, able to snipe them through from the window. And there's the Rolling Thunder, straight in collapsing through, but Munchkin's still able to shoot them down as it happens. Monyet and xffero finding those trades, and now a bit of an opportunity, a 2-on-1 against Gen.G's Yeoman.
Yeah, using the lockdown to make sure that Yeoman can't approach anytime soon. Yeoman, does he try to go and delete the lockdown? No, he's just gonna hold back, sees if they push in, but he will just take his time. He'll go for the reset. At the very least, the lockdown was used before it was planted, so he still has some time. But it's just gonna be a far and away. You can hold with that one way, so even with the pings being nerfed, you still have some sight lines. Trying to get rid of those nano swarms. One will be popped to deny the second clear.
Revealing area.
Okay, checking out Covey, but oh, it got spotted out quickly by xffero, so he kind of knows where they are now. But hit by the flash.
Not sure if there was a reposition there. Yeoman, his sight lines are being bothered. He just hopes that they will peek. He has to tap for another, and xffero just switch. That's a lot of members. xffero gonna have to play it safe. It's gonna be down to Cushy. There's a crossfire. He gets two, and they're all stuck there. Look at the fault line, just keeping them tied up. Spike down. You can retrieve it, but it's starting to look very tough for Gen.G.
Yeah, Cushy down low. He doesn't want to give up the alt orb either, so he's actually hiding back safe. The smoke comes up just in time as well. I mean, look at RQ just playing the numbers game right now. Gen.G, you know, maybe double back or hang back, find another opportunity.
I don't mind this from RQ, especially given how low Cushy was, and you just weren't sure if they would go for a fast flood in no matter what. But now that they've made up their mind, it does have to become a retake. And, I mean, I would be a little scared, right? Just because Qeon's still alive. And Yeoman, he's had his moments in the past as well. So with Cushy being so low, we'll see. Gen.G, you can't completely write them off just yet. Qeon's going to try to get ahead of things. He's going to allow Yeoman to just go for the plant himself. See if he can cut off that rotation.
Light Shield Frenzy for Qeon too, so that actually is an added potential. But right now, at least with all five, you know, they do have all that utility to work with. And Qeon's kind of leaving Yeoman alone now, straight in towards spawn. He spots all of them out, but doesn't quite have the opportunity to spray through. No shots connected. HP. And that's just a 1 HP Yeoman. Yep, stunned up.
At a one hit.
No way.
Do you go for the repeat? Cushy is the one who's weak. He gets taken down. They're trying to push him before the reload. It's a good push. But are they trying to play for time? The spike still gets planted no matter what. Estrella's stuck. He doesn't have a way out from the snake bite. Texture, he's holding close. There's the relay bolt. He catches all of them. It's on A to combat that toxic screen a bit with that passive info. Estrella, he's caught out, but no. It's going to be Jemkin who gets a double alongside Estrella's one. So 3-1 trade in favor of RQ.
All outside of B as well. Now this is a RQ that has to be respected. Gen.G might be able to retrieve the spike, but where else could they truly go? Qeon trying to stay inside the smoke in case anyone does kind of get ahead of it by going inside of the cubby, but it's not quite going to happen. So another smoke comes out.
And they leave C side open. They still trust in that turret over by the A side. Turret gets taken out. So that's the call for xffero to slowly go back towards A. You know there was no one A main just yet because of that alarm bot, but you don't know how far they've pushed in from A short, so they'll leave that open as well.
And a deep smoke from Qeon in towards, closer towards A-Link, just to block off spawn.
Oh, but this alarm bot not being clear, that might be the trouble for the remaining two members of Gen.G. I mean, it's a 2v4 as well, but we'll see. Do they try to identify it early enough? There's a smoke coming out, draws xffero back, alarm bot. Is there a spray? There is, but he's not going to take his chances. You have the numbers advantage. RQ wants to keep that.
Nice.
Tries to deny the default plan. It's just out of range.
and maybe a chance for Qeon, but no, gets shot down by Gen.G really quick in. And
RQ respects it. Cushy trying to push back up with the fault line. He's not able to get it. The flash is late, but Estrella still gets the trade.
not too bad. Oh, towards the back, spotted out by the alarm bot as well. So Gen.G needing to deal a little bit with Foxy9. Spots him out, tries to play around the walls, but not quite enough. The flash does come out for a bit of an opportunity for Estrella to kind of get into the site, but only good for the one. That still is enough with the numbers. Ult's coming possibly more online for Gen.G as well, but Gen.G able to shut things down for the time being. Instant kill up against Texture, and as it continues to go on through, the Hunter Sphere as well from Yeoman, but Cushy still able to find a bit of a fract on through.
I mean, that's everybody down. While Yeoman was trying to scout out and do damage, the entire team gets shut down, and it starts with Texture just not being able to really expand space and create space on the site. Gen.G holding a high angle, ready to combat any sort of util coming through. Because there's no breach, you're not in danger of a rolling thunder. Oh, that's a good multi-peek. Gen.G ready for the far angle, but it's just too many people for him to drag down in time. And now RQ starts to get curious. Gen.G, I mean, they've been doing this entire series. They say, all right, you want info? Come out and get it, because that's when RQ oftentimes falters. Despite not having the numbers, can RQ stay true? They'll take out the drone, and Cushy will back off.
Yeah, a little bit restless, right? I mean, still enough information to kind of double back in to hold out this A site. But Gen.G are so comfortable now, being able to play in this fashion.
Cushy might look to use Hunter's Fury if they don't hear the tap until the 30-second mark. We'll see if the delay is going to be something they want to bank on. It could backfire.
30 seconds left.
We'll have to wait and see. Tap coming through. Not going to happen just yet. RQ holding on to their ultimates.
Oh. Still now, though,
Whoa.
Cushy from the sides, able to find a bit of a double kill. Rolling Thunder does connect, but Qeon jumps ahead of it! Takes down Estrella, and it's all up to Cushy. 1-on-2, he tries to go in for that stick, but a little bit spotted early. Looking to tie up the score as 5 of them regroup back to look to find that hit against Cushy. There is that kill. Texture instantly trades back, and that's the A side opened up as well. Estrella might be in position, but everything's smoked off.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, you are going to have the credits, so I imagine you go for another attempt here. Also would expect another timeout, but Munchkin holding the flank. Xfero not suspecting it at all. Fault line will be used for an attempt, but Monyet, he just doesn't find any targets just yet. Waiting for Munchkin to re-peek onto Main. He gets taken out from below. And Texture, he's warming back up.
Slowly but surely. So gets ready with the paranoia, flashes out, and everything connects.
Huge!
Spots out the kill on towards Foxy9. And it's also Qeon getting slayed down by RQ.
Really great call from Monyet to get prepared over by C-Main, reading that it was an entire fake by the Neon. This is just RQ reading exactly what the plan was off of the from the shadows, then the sprint in from the Neon. Munchkin still gets a kill. There's still a chance. It's Gen.G, 2v4 at full health. You have Pit available.
And a lot of time to work with as well.
Standing ahead.
Several players on the other side, but at least with the recon, just retrieving more information that there are players out towards C.
So the turret is still watching A short, but not over to A main. No sound gained yet. This should be the pit used, I would assume. There's not really any better chance to use it on attack as that Viper. And I wonder if RQ is going to have an answer for it. They don't have the drone. They do have the recon.
And Gen.G alongside Monyet as well. So it still is a lot of numbers that can come out for trades. Munchkin still needing to do quite a bit of work despite the Viper's pit. Has the shorty, but placed and hugs closer to the wall instead.
It's going to be a full drop. They recognize that the pit is only for a link.
Yeoman.
The spike, yeah, if it's planted on default, it's going to be outside of it. Yeoman, they should have suspected the turret pinged him earlier on A short. Now they realize their mistake. Munchkin, does he find the timing? Gen.G gets one. Munchkin, he peeks out and Xfero
Getting deployed in this moment.
Yeah,
Gen.G
the site.
presses on the offensive. Cushy inside the smoke set up by Monyet. At least able to land one kill. Estrella from the back as well. Cushy on for the next. On the third. And then transfer. By a bit more time, push them off. I mean, that was the only solution, was to go even faster than RQ, but the Hunter's Fury being pulled out in time now. RQ finding the numbers against them.
Qeon with the read. He realizes it's a full wraparound as he didn't even care about the lockdown. Can he hold on to that smoke? Holding close range. They have to suspect this. It's a pinch coming in from Garage. Gen.G ready for it. Qeon gets traded by Xpharaoh. Texture alone in the backside. Foxy9 now refilling it. 2 members of Gen.G left up against the 3. It's a crossfire. Estrella last alive as the IGL. Can he beat out Foxy9? He cannot.
Further in, straight in they go. Makushi's there and ready to receive.
Oh,
full
Texture!
flash, but Texture able to slide on through.
Estrella, he's trapped. Which has to watch too many angles. There's backup now with Monyet. But it's a 3v4. Smoke will dissipate soon. Look at the positioning of Gen.G. They're spread out. They're ready for it, and they're gonna gut him down. Down to 2 members. Monyet tries to re-clear, but now it's just Jemkin with an operator. 2 members. 1 standing in the cubby. One of them has to enter outside. Meanwhile, Spike still being held in hell. The patience from Gen.G waiting. And Jemkin also waiting himself.
Spike planted.
Did he spot him? Yeoman seems to have. Waiting for it, waiting for a timing on the arrow. No, Gen.G doesn't know just yet. Munchkin spots him, they know it's 7. Jemkin, there's so few options. Can you pick up a rifle here right at the entrance? They're ready for it. They realize that he doesn't have much of an option. Munchkin swings out!
Angle.
Jemkin's gonna be the real answer, but he doesn't have much health. He's spotted, he gets 1 off the drop, he gets 2, but immediately Gen.G will absolutely. There's a paranoia. They're jumping in, jumping to the back of sight. Qeon gets 1, Qeon gets 2. He opens up the sight. The fall line finds no value. Estrella trying to get ahead of things, but it's going to be Qeon with 3. The rookie is back, no longer a rookie. Experience under his belt, already an international trophy, and he holds close. Could it be the ace to close things out? He gets the spray, eventually falls, but Texture will finish it, and Gen.G